Welcome to this explainer on Mehrgarh. When we try to trace the deep roots of human civilization, our minds almost automatically jump to grand, sprawling empires. But today, we are looking at a single village in Balochistan that fundamentally shaped the entire course of South Asian history. 9,000 years ago. Just let that sink in for a second. That is exactly when this community actually began building permanent homes and planting crops. It's an absolutely incredible leap forward from humanity's nomadic past, and honestly, it completely pushes the boundaries of what we thought early humans were capable of organizing.
To really put that massive number into perspective, let's look at a timeline. Mehrgarh was founded around 7000 BCE. That means this civilization was thriving long before the very first stones of Stonehenge were ever laid, thousands of years prior to the great Egyptian pyramids, and well before the famous cities of the Indus Valley even existed.
Okay, to really grasp the magnitude of this site, we're going to break this down into 5 key areas today. 1. Older than the pyramids. 2. Masters of mud brick. 3. South Asia's first farmers. 4. Craftsmen and ancient dentists. And 5. The roots of civilization.
Let's dive right in. Section 1. Older than the pyramids, the birth of a civilization.
So picture this, located in present-day Balochistan, right on the Kachi Plain near the Bolan Pass, Mehrgarh was an absolute pioneer of the Neolithic era. Its geography was a real game-changer. It perfectly connected the rugged mountains with the fertile plains, making it the ideal setting for human communities to make that monumental shift from nomadic hunting to settled farming around 7000 BCE. Which brings us to Section 2, Masters of Mud Brick, Ancient Architecture. Think about building a house in 7000 BC. The homes of Mehrgarh were surprisingly advanced for their time. These people mastered early architecture through a very precise, step-by-step process. They literally shaped mud into rectangular bricks, baked them dry right there under the hot sun, and then carefully stacked them to build enduring walls. We're talking about permanent, multi-room structures specifically dedicated to sleeping, cooking, and storing grain.
And speaking of grain, this brings us to a huge breakthrough. Nearby granaries were built specifically to store surplus food for the whole community. The crucial takeaway here is that they weren't just scraping by trying to survive day to day. They were building actual community infrastructure to store excess food. That proves an advanced level of long-term planning and organization millennia before the famous ancient empires ever stepped onto the world stage.
Let's move on to Section 3, South Asia's first farmers, the agricultural revolution. Now, how exactly do they manage to fill those granaries? Well, they sparked a true agricultural revolution. By successfully cultivating crops like wheat and barley and domesticating sheep, goats, and cattle, they created a highly reliable, localized food source. They didn't just feed a few families. This localized food source fueled a massive population boom that ultimately created the agricultural bedrock for the entire region's future. And that settled lifestyle leads right into Section 4, craftsmen and ancient dentists, skill, trade, and science. Because these folks weren't spending every single waking hour desperately hunting for food, early industry began to flourish. Thousands of years before the Indus Valley Civilization peaked, the people of Mehrgarh were already crafting stunning beads from shell, turquoise, and lapis lazuli. That alone proves they had established extensive trade networks. On top of that, they were working with copper, manufacturing incredibly sharp stone tools, and producing early forms of pottery. But amidst all the beautiful pottery and the mud brick architecture, archaeologists excavating the site unearthed something beneath the soil that completely, and I mean completely, shifted our understanding of Neolithic science. Any guesses as to what their most astonishing discovery was? Okay, brace yourselves. It was ancient dentistry. The findings revealed human teeth carefully drilled with tiny flint tools. This is literally among the oldest known examples of dental treatment anywhere in the world. I mean, nobody really enjoys a trip to the dentist today, right? So just imagine enduring a dental drill made of flint 9,000 years ago. No way. But honestly, it shows a staggering level of scientific curiosity and practical medicine that we just didn't expect from that era.
Let's zoom out to look at the big picture in Section 5, the roots of civilization, paving the way.
Over thousands of years, Mehrgarh continued to grow and iterate on all these successes. It's like a giant puzzle coming together. The foundational knowledge they developed in early mud brick architecture, farming, trade, and toolmaking didn't just disappear. It directly paved the way for the massive, highly organized cities of the later Indus Valley Civilization.
Those great sprawling urban centers we always hear about, like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro, they owe their sophisticated urban planning and their agricultural might straight back to the pioneering ancestors from the mud brick homes of Mehrgarh.
Civilization absolutely does not happen overnight. The foundational steps taken by those early families, building mud brick walls, planting the very first seeds of wheat, laid the groundwork that would alter human history forever. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this to ponder. How differently would we view human history if we truly realized that a single ancient village on the Kachi Plain ultimately shaped the entire trajectory of South Asian civilization? Thanks so much for exploring Mehrgarh with me.